Hi friends, this is Kruti Jai Pancholi, Assistant Professor in LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject Analog and Digital Communication System. So friends, in the last video, we learned about what is digital communication, what are the elements required for the digital communication, what is the use of the sampling, what is the necessity of the digital communication or the digitization. Okay, so now these all are the basic required for doing the communication digitally. Advantages we learned, that is for sending the signal at the longer distance without any loss, we can go for the digital signal. So now we have learned about the sampling. What is the sampling? The meaning of the sampling, that is breaking the signal into the number of parts. Or you can say that whenever we want to convert the continuous time signal into the discrete one, we should go for the fundamental, which is known as the sampling. Now, in this video, we are going to learn about what are the types of the sampling. Normally, there are the three types of the sampling. Which are those sampling? First is the impulse sampling, in which the impulse is used for doing the sampling. Natural sampling and the flat top sampling. So these are the three categories of converting the analog signal into the digital form. Very first is the impulse sampling. In the impulse sampling, that can be performed by multiplying the input signal xt, that's your analog signal, with the impulse train, and multiplication of the input signal with the impulse train results into the sampled output. So here you can see in the diagram, it is my xt signal, input signal. This is the impulse train in which the impulse are repeated at the regular interval of time. Then after the multiplication of this two signal, okay, xt and the impulse train, that results into the output which is known as the sampled output. In that you can say that this signal, that is the discrete signal. Okay, so we have this impulsed output and which is referred to as a impulse sampling. Okay, so now what is my equation for the yt? Yt is xt multiplied by impulse train. Now you know that what is the equation, okay, for the impulse train? So it is xt multiplied by sigma n equal to minus infinitive to infinitive delta t minus nt. Okay, so nt, okay, after every interval that impulse signal that is repeated, and we should have the impulse train which will generate the impulses at the regular interval of time. So that is why the yt signal, that is the yt is equal to the y delta t is equal to the sigma n is equal to minus infinitive to infinitive x of nt delta t minus nt. Okay, so you know that the t minus nt is equal to 0. So your first sample, that is equal to t is equal to nt. Okay, by putting the n equal to 1, 2, t, 3. Okay, you have all the impulses at the regular interval of time. Okay, now if you will do the Fourier transform of this particular signal, then the results of that Fourier transform, okay, that is the y omega is equal to the 1 upon ts or t sigma n is equal to minus infinitive to infinitive x of omega minus n omega s. So this is what it is our the sampled output, which is referred to as the ideal sampling or the impulse sampling. Second, now here, yes, the impulse sampling, in that we should go for the use of the impulse train generator. Okay, but you cannot use this practically because the pulse width cannot be 0 and the generation of the impulse train, that's not possible practically. Okay, now the next category is the natural sampling. What is the natural sampling? The natural sampling, that is similar to impulse sampling. The problem with this impulse signal, that was the generation of the impulse, in which the pulse width that tends to 0, that generation that becomes very difficult. So instead of using that impulse, can we go for the pulse width? Who is having the particular pulse width? Okay, so here in the natural sampling, impulse train that's replaced by the pulse train of the sum period. So you can see over here in the diagram what is the natural sampling. Everything is similar to the impulse sampling. So you can see here that the xt signal that multiplied with the pulse train. Okay, here now you can see that what is the difference between the pulse and the impulse, that you know. Okay, so here you can see that the pulse width that we have, and multiplying with this, we obtain the sampled output, that is like this. Okay, so this is what it is, the natural sampling. Third category of the sampling, that is known as the flat top sampling. Okay, so what is the meaning of the flat top sampling? So now here you can see that we have the xt original signal, the continuous time signal, multiply with this the pulse train, and results into this output. Now as we know that when the noise will be affected to the particular signal, that is affected at the top part of the signal. So now if you have the flat top sampling, what we can do? We can remove the noise. So during the transmission, the noise introduced, that is at the top of the transmission pulse, which can be easily removed if the pulse is in the flat top. Okay, and that is why the samples that are flat, having the constant the amplitude, and it is referred to as a flat top sampling, or you can also refer to this as a practical sampling. Now to perform all these tasks, okay, for getting that flat top output, what we should do? We should go for the sample and hold circuitry. Okay, so these are the various types of the method in which you can convert the analog signal into the continuous time signal. Now next topic, it's very important. It's about quantizing an analog signal. As we have converted the continuous signal into the discrete form, now for digitizing value, for taking out the binary values, we need to have the process which is referred to as a quantization. And after performing this quantization, we can have the value, okay, for the particular pulse. So we have to find out the round off value of the sampled output, which is referred to as a quantization. So the digitization of the analog signal, that involves the rounding off of the values, and which are approximately equal to the analog values. And the method of sampling chooses a few points on the analog signal, and these points that are joined to round off the values to a near stabilized values. Okay, so this process is referred to as a quantization. Now here you can see that this is nothing but your signal. Now, the quantizing of an analog signal, that is done by discretizing the signal with a number of quantization level. We need to divide the sampled output into the particular quantization level, and that quantization level that represents the sampled values of the amplitude by a finite set of the levels, which means converting the continuous amplitude samples into the discrete time signal. So here you can see in the diagram what we have. You have all the sampled output, fine. Now in the sampled output, what is the value of this sample if I want to know? What is the sample value of this I want to know? So now what should I do? First of all, I need to divide my whole signal into the number of levels. You can see that over here all the dotted lines are available. Now what this dotted line that represents? It represents the quantization level. So we need to divide them into the number of levels. Now that number of levels, okay, that is according to what? So that is according to the voltage level that we got. Here you need, okay, the output, the binary output, okay. So now if it is the 4-bit output, then we need to divide them into the 16 level. So choose how the 16 level? 2 raised to 4 is equal to 16 level. So 4 that indicates the number of bits. Here you can see that 0, 0, 0, 0 up to the 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. So that way the 4 bits, and if the 4-bit output you want, you need to divide your signal into how many levels? The 16 level. Similarly, the 3-bit output, okay, according to the signal, you may take the decision to take the how many levels that you need, okay, and according to that, this particular level, okay. So now you can just see that how the graph values you can find out. The same way you will find out over here that we have this dotted line. Now this dotted line that is connected, okay, onto that axis, that is the 0, 0, 0, 1. So that sample value is what? It's a 0, 0, 0, 1. The first sample value is what? So that is you can see over here that it's a 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. So that way all the samples value by dividing that analog, the continuous sampled value into the number of quantization level, we are able to find out the particular value. Okay, so this is what that we are rounding off the particular value and we are finding out the value of the sample. So both the sampling and the quantization that results in the loss of the information. You know that over here we are rounding off the values, okay. So you know that while the rounding of the particular value, the some value, okay, that can be missed, and due to that the quantization error that may occur in the communication. So the quality of the quantizer output that depends upon the number of quantization level used. If the number of quantization levels are more, okay, your signal, that is you will get the value that's very the precise output. Okay, so this depends upon the number of quantization level. And the discrete amplitude of the quantized output, they are known as the quantization levels, okay, representation levels or the reconstruction levels, okay. And the spacing between the two adjacent represents the level. It is referred to as a quantum or the step size. Okay, so this way here you can see in the diagram that this is the sampled output. Okay, it's a staircase waveform. Okay, and here by using it you can find out the value. Now types of the quantization. There are the two types of the quantization. according to the steps, quantization levels that we are introducing. Okay, based on that, the classification of the quantization takes place. There are the two types of the quantization. One is known as the uniform quantization. The meaning is very simple. Uniform means while the quantization levels, okay, or the step size that are similar, it is referred to as a uniform quantization. And when the step size that are not uniform, not same, it is referred to as a non-uniform quantization. Okay, so the types of the quantization in which the quantization levels are unequal. Okay, and most the relation that between them, that is the logarithmic, okay, and it is referred to as a non-uniform quantization. Now when we are finding the particular value of the sample, okay, now due to this quantization level, what we have, that we have some difference between the values, okay. So what is that? So if the input and output value, okay, so that both is giving us some difference, then we can say that is a quantization error. Okay, so the processing of the system that results in an error, and it is nothing but the difference between the two values. Okay, so that is referred to as a quantization error. So difference between input value and the quantized value, it is known as the quantization error. And the quantizer is a logarithmic function that performs the quantization rounding of the value. And we know that in the digital communication block diagram, we have seen that the analog and the digital converter, then the analog and the digital converter, okay, that works as a quantizer. So now you can have the idea that when the digital communication block diagram is there, and what that analog to digital converter, that block represents, and how it gives us the values. Okay, so you can see over here that here it is the original signal and the quantized signal. Okay, so we have the output. Okay, so you can see that whatever the difference value that represents in the output, that as the quantization error. Okay, so this way we have the output, okay, for the sampled signal. So actual value of the particular sample that we have by finding out the quantization procedure. So next is the quantization noise. Okay, so what is the quantization noise? Whenever the quantization error means the difference between the original signal and the quantized output. Okay, so when it is occurring in the analog audio signal, okay, so that results into the quantization error. Make for example, in the music, the signals keep changing continuously. Okay, and where a regularity is not found in errors, and such error that create a wideband noise, and it is known as the quantization noise. Okay, so it is about the sampling and the quantization. So thank you very much everyone.